What's good, everybody? We're back at another video. But today we're going to be checking out a little one-on-one session between two best friends. Video titled, Can Two Best Friends Fall in Love with 21 Questions? Let's get right into it.
Hi, I'm Tatiana. I'm 23 years old and my best friend is Adrian.
Hi, my name is Adrian. I'm 22 and my best friend is Tatiana.
We met 4 or 5 years ago in college. I remember he was getting his hair done and I walked into my apartment and he made fun of my shoes. But I was mad because he made me laugh. And the rest is history, honestly.
I think our friendship
Once you make that girl laugh and giggle, you can make that ass clap and jiggle. You know it.
is very easygoing.
Anytime anything really good happens or anything really bad happens, he's the first person I go to tell.
So we'd actually love to hear a bit about that incident.
Oh God, okay.
We don't really describe it as the incident. We kind of just don't describe it at all.
This is like 3 years ago, so we'd already been best friends for a year and a half or so. I was on a break with my partner at the time and he had just gotten out of a relationship.
And I think it was more so having each other and being able to turn to each other emotionally, where it's kind of like a point of oh, this is more comforting with you than I thought it would be.
Just one night, we just slept in the same bed and literally nothing happened. But I remember we looked at each other and we were like, are we good? No.
Interesting.
How are you feeling?
I'm good. I'm good. Nervous. We're good. I don't know. I feel like this makes it feel more first datey in actuality. So it's just a weird feeling knowing that it's Tatiana. Yeah.
My boy's nervous right now.
They really keep the suspense going on.
I know. Like, going to see, why am I nervous now?
No, I said the same thing. I was like, not this being a real first date.
Please, I beg. I literally beg.
No, he's a little bit more on the feminine side, in my opinion.
Wow.
You
What
wanna
kind of
repeat
tea is this?
Oh yeah, what kind
Because
of
I
tea is
picked
that?
mint, and he's allergic to mint.
You picked mint? You chose mint?
I thought we would have 2 separate cups of tea. I didn't think
So
it
you
was
chose mint tea?
Bro,
What if I
I
wanted to
thought-
try your tea?
Well, that wasn't gonna happen. Because I was picking mint. I didn't like the other one. What did you pick?
I didn't get an option because you picked.
I didn't.
Is this mint tea?
This is mint tea. He's allergic
I
to
don't know,
mint.
I'm getting more of a girl best
I
friend type
really
of
just got
vibe
speaking
here.
for the both of us.
It's fine.
One of
it's
us can.
fine.
Well, I guess it would be you
You
pretending.
know, girls just
I'll
want to have
pretend
fun
to
type
Throw
shit.
water in it.
It's fine.
Think. Happy first date. Have you ever thought or seen me as more than a friend?
You read that fast. I would say yes. Not to I feel awkward saying that. Not in a bad way. I think we mesh really well. And I think a lot of the time I've spent kind of figuring things out past relationships. I've kind of grown to say, what do I want in a relationship? What do I want in a partner? What don't I want? And I feel like you hit a lot of those attributes. And I feel like it's a lot of me being like, what about Tatiana? And then me nah. Just because I'm like, would that be awkward? Are we too close for that?
Are we too far gone?
Are we too far gone?
Are we too far deep?
But yeah.
Ooh, you answered that quickly.
And
It's
did.
hot.
And did.
It's hot in here.
It's the sunlight. It's
It
okay.
is. I don't know. I don't know.
Interesting.
Because it just never seemed like an option, Age.
That's fair.
It never, ever, ever seemed like an option.
She
So I
definitely
didn't let myself
didn't.
think about that for too long. But it wasn't like the secret 4 or 5 year long pining after you either. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I think the most overlap we've had when we were both single was that 4 days.
That 4 days. Yeah, we were both single for the first time. At the same time, I mean. Horridly, horridly down under.
I talked about
Just-
this earlier.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Horridly down bad. Speaking for myself, I felt like you were one of the only people that fully understood me. Even if you didn't agree with every single thing that I said, or you just made me feel really heard and seen. and understood.
Simping on a
At a
whole
time where I
nother
needed to
level.
feel seen and understood, because I was in so much pain and confusion and embarrassment. And I don't know, like a lot of guys, to be honest, like take advantage of that emotional vulnerability and try to turn it into something it's not. And you didn't at all. You were just there for me. And feelings are weird, feelings are
And where did
complicated,
that
but
get
we
him?
were the only two people we hung out with for a week.
Yeah.
We got sick together. We quarantined together before quarantining was a thing. Yeah, we just spent all day, every day together for days on end. And I was like,
Yeah.
wait a minute, I'm not sick of him.
I feel like more for me, I kind of described it as us both being in terrible spots for like similar reasons, and like having that person you could like go to like emotionally and be like and talk about things to, and like, oh, this is like, this sucks, this person sucks.
Yeah.
And instead of it being like so solution oriented, for once it was like, let's wallow in this, let's talk
just
about
sucks.
this, let's feel our feelings.
Yeah.
And then it just ended up just being us for like a while.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was nice. And you're fun to cuddle with.
Grown ass man comfortable talking
Alternate
about
sharing
feelings
something you
and
consider a
cuddling.
positive characteristic of your partner.
You're just a cuddle buddy.
And share a total of 5 items.
You have a lot of positive characteristics. You're very loving. And like the people you love, you care for genuinely and wholeheartedly, without question.
It's true. You are very protective of the people that you love. It's, yeah, as somebody that's been protected by you, that's an amazing feeling. Good characteristic for you.
You're really intelligent, and you use like being intelligent as like, you don't make it to where people feel talked down on or condescended. I feel like you don't mind helping people get to where they need to be based off of something you know you can do better without them feeling like, oh, like I can't do this.
Right.
But it's just like, okay, like, well, I'll help you.
On the note of you're intelligent, you are as well, but more specifically, like your breadth of knowledge fascinates me. Like, it is so cool. Because I used to think you were a know-it-all. And maybe you still are.
knows?
I
She
definitely
might
used to
be a
think that about you, but
sapiosexual.
I realized over time, like, you just know a little bit about a lot, and a lot about certain things for sure, but your capacity to retain new information is astonishing.
Oh, thank you.
Like, you are a sponge for knowledge, and it's one of the coolest things about you. It seriously is one of my favorite things about you.
You make everything feel light. Like you make life feel light.
Don't do this to me.
No, I'm serious. Like, I think talking to you and confiding in you is one of the best things that I have, because I can bring something so heavy to you, something that's just absolutely like heavy on my soul, heavy on my heart, and like we'll sit and we'll talk about it. If I want solutions, you'll give me solutions. If I want to sit and wallow in my self-pity, like, you know, you'll do that with me too. But I always come out of that conversation or out of any conversation with you where I feel like I either feel figured out, or I feel like even if something's still there, it just doesn't weigh on me as much. You know what I mean? But like, you just make everything feel easier.
You're going to have 4 minutes of eye contact.
No!
Staring into each other's eyes
Yes.
for 4 minutes.
A
Yes.
girl's
No speaking.
biggest weakness,
You laughed
eye
immediately.
contact.
It's not a staring contest. We're not allowed to blink.
Did he just look away? He already lost.
In the beginning, I felt uncomfortable, like staring, and then over time, I just got more and more comfortable, and then it got to a point where like eye contact for that long of a period just kind of felt more natural.
I don't think I'm scared of silence necessarily, but I just thought it might be weird. And then I found myself counting. And then as the longer that I looked into his eyes, I forgot to count. And I was just thinking, like, what is he thinking right now? Like, why can't I read him? I thought I knew him better than this. And then it just flew by. Like, the timer went off and I was like, wait, that felt like 2 minutes, not 4.
As the date went on, I got more curious about things, and I feel like now I'm more curious about things I didn't know I was curious about before I got here. And I can't really say whether those are rooted in romantic feelings or friendship, only because I feel like there's always going to be a connection with me and Tatiana, but now I feel more comfortable expressing that and kind of seeing what that might be like.
This is like the very beginning of considering each other as options. So I don't know, I think it would be a bit forward to be like, okay, now's the time, now that we've done this and gone on our first date technically, but yeah, I still think that we're at the beginnings of considering this idea, so I don't think it's the time, but we've set up a path for the time, maybe.
So you now have to make a decision.
Oh.
You can either go back in if you feel like you want to continue exploring this relationship romantically, or you can leave right now if you don't feel like there's a true romantic connection. What are you going to do?
Is that like a make a decision now type beat, or?
Can you imagine? Well, we knew he was coming back. But what about her?
I feel more nervous than when I got here. Even if it's not 100% like romantic on either of our parts or both of our parts, there's still room to have that conversation, still being like fresh or like a new idea for the both of us. So I'm not necessarily thinking solely friendship, and I don't think that's a bad thing.
That smile says it all.
The suspense is real. I thought I was gonna get a letter. I'm not gonna hold you.
I don't know. Does this mean that there's no letter?
Nah, I didn't read one.
Both chopstick.
Oh!
I was like, bro, they gonna send it out a letter or something. Jesus Christ.
Okay, I was freaking out. I didn't know what to do when I saw you. I was like, if he hands me a letter, I'll throw
Remy
up.
was like, I swear, if she walks in here and hands me a letter and walks out, I'm just kidding. I wouldn't have done that. But yeah,
So you chose to come back?
you chose to come back.
You smell yummy.
I still smell good because I'm
Yummy is
I'm sweating.
crazy.
It's hot. It's hot. I was nervous. It was weird. You wanna know why I know something shifted? Something shifted, I fear.
Something shifted, I fear.
Let me tell you why. Because I missed you. I was like, oh gosh, that was nice. Sitting across from you,
Yeah,
asking questions. I thought I knew everything about you.
that's very true.
I heard stuff that I never heard before.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
I was like, I feel like now I'm more curious and I have more questions that I didn't even know I had.
You know what did it for me?
Ooh.
Staring at you.
I said the same thing.
Because I was like, what is he thinking
I was like, I've
about
never
right
looked
now?
at her ass that long. Like, continuous, like, 4
Of my
months.
ass that
I didn't say that, but come on, let's sip of your peppermint.
You know what? What else of your peppermint?
That was petty.
Come on.
All right, let's go. Oof.
A day.
Alright everybody, that was it for this video.
What a
I'll leave
life.
it to you guys in the comments to determine how did this one-on-one go between these best friends. And in your own thoughts and words, do you have a best friend that you might have a romantic connection with? Let me know. Till then, we'll see you on the next one.